we could secure the Strait of Hormuz, but it would be a major effort. I'm talking about major effort, World War II style D-Day, Battle of Okinawa effort, where we're going to lose tens of thousands of troops. For what? For what? I mean, tens of thousands. We only have 10,000 there now. And I'm talking about if you want to secure the Strait of Hormuz, you better bring 20,000 body bags, because that's what it's going to take. Anything we're talking about, what, 10,000 troops? Guys, you can't do anything with 10,000 troops. When I helped plan, I was just a junior lieutenant time. I did the intelligence. I fixed up the intelligence assessment for the amphibious op to take Bandar Abbas, which is a major Iranian city. We went in with 60,000 Marines. That was the plan, 60,000 Marines. And then the Army was going to follow through with about 180,000 soldiers. So we have 240,000 guys on the ground to take Bandar Abbas. Major effort. We don't have that capability today. We don't have the prepositioned ships. We used to have all our stuff on ships, so we could come in with amphibious forces, seize the ground, then bring the ships in behind in the port, offload them, fly in the troops, and off they go to fight. We can't do that today. We don't have any of this capability. We'd have to mobilize troops. It takes us 6 months to get a single heavy army brigade out of its base in the United States, ready for deployment, to ship down and go off to Europe to do its little rotational duty. Now you want to talk about moving hundreds of thousands of troops to them. We don't have the shipping to do it. We don't have anything left. We suck as a military. People need to understand this. So now what have we done? We're going to send in 2 Marine expeditionary units. Yay, battalion landing teams, the Thundering Herd and Dark Horse. These are legendary Marine units, but Marines aren't immortal. And you put them on a beach without appropriate support, they're going to die. We put multiple battalions across the beach at Iwo Jima to take on the Japanese. Now, we're going to take Card with two Marines, and where's the reinforcement? So the Marines are going to come in, do an assault. Think Tarawa for a second, guys. Study it up. Marines waiting a mile and a half, chest deep water, getting machine gunned down. They finally get to the beach and assault through. Thousands died. Where's the reinforcements? There's no more Marines there. Oh, the paratroopers are going to come in. You guys ever think about airborne operations? They jump in with what they have. What happens when they run out of ammunition and you can't resupply them because everything's getting shot down or the drones are coming in and hitting them? They all die. They tend to surrender. Think the British, Arnhem, A Bridge Too Far. You might want to look at that movie. What happened to the first British airborne divisions? What's going to happen to any paratroopers we send in? This ground invasion stuff is nonsense. So the Rangers are going to come in. Really? The Rangers aren't that good, first of all. A bunch of young kids with shaved heads who prove they could do a bunch of tough stuff, but they're not that good at fighting. And they're going to go in and do what? Die. That's what they're going to do. Die. Delta Force. Delta Force went scud hunting during Desert Storm. Every insertion was detected by the Iraqis. Every Delta Force team that went on the ground was running for its life in the first hour it was on the ground. That's how good Delta Force is. Now we're going to go into Iran, which has many, many more troops. We don't have a plan. This is Pete Hegseth making it up as he goes along. The fact is that we're mobilizing these forces now means we didn't think about it up front. So now we are reacting. And when you're reacting, now we come into Colonel John Boyd, the decision-making cycle. The OODA loop, observe, orient, decide, act. Fighter pilots know it because that's how you shoot people down. The Marine Corps adopted it as part of our maneuver strategy. You want to get inside the enemy's decision-making cycle so that you're acting, they're reacting. And when that happens, you win 100% of the time. Guess who's reacting? The United States. The Iranians own our decision-making cycle. Donald Trump in June 2025 said, hey, let's have a nuclear deal. The Iranians went, we're ready, negotiate in good faith. We're going to go to bed on Friday night, work Saturday, Sunday. On Monday, we'll show up and we'll conclude this deal. They went to bed Friday night, bam, 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 assassinated by Israel using U.S. intelligence. Trump bragged about it. Not making this up, guys. That's what we did. Perfidy. Now we come to this one, and Trump said, we want a deal. And the Iranians went, okay. And they sat down and they made a deal. They actually had a deal ready. People were flying into Washington, D.C. to get it signed off on when, boom, 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 there we go again, surprise attack, perfidy. The Iranians are done. The Iranians have shown so much restraint over the course of the past years. They haven't gone full bore. But now they said, it's all bets are off, guys. We're taking everything out. You want to play this game? We're going to take it all out. Wait till they start hitting the desalinization plants. They already hit one in Kuwait. When they take them out, there won't be a single nation left. I mean, I love the United Arab Emirates, those fat, stupid Arabs with all their oil money, ruling over a country where 85% of the population isn't Arab. They're foreigners coming in. 85% of their military are mercenaries, the Sparta of the Middle East. And they're sitting there talking big and bad. Your desalinization plants are about to go boom. And when that happens, you won't have anybody left in your pathetic little country. All you'll have is a bunch of sand, and good luck. You'll have some oil. You can drink that maybe, but that's it. You won't be drinking water unless it's salt water. Then you'll die. That's what's going to happen to the totality of the Gulf Arab states if this war continues. And it's on Donald Trump, and it's on them because they're sitting there playing the victim. We didn't want anything to do with it. BS. You gave safe haven to American troops that were then used to attack Iran not once, but twice in the past year. And you want to pretend you're innocent? No, you're paying the price. The only way you get out of this is to kick the United States out, which is one of Iran's principal negotiating positions. But they're not negotiating. They just said, you have to get the hell out of here. This isn't a game of us sitting down at the table. Who are they going to sit down with? Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner? No, they're the same guys they sat down with the first and second time. They're not going to do that. There's other nations out there that are desperate for a peace deal that are in contact with the Iranians. The Iranians are telling them, pound sand, we won't negotiate. Then they go to the United States and say, well, we think what the Iranians might want. And Donald Trump then says, I'm in negotiations with the Iranians. The Iranians aren't giving the United States anything. They're not doing it directly or indirectly. This is the fantasy of Donald Trump. Lost the war. Our negotiating is bombing. What the hell have you been doing for the past several weeks, Pete? You used all of your precision-guided munitions. You got nothing left, Pete. Nothing. You blew it all. You shot your wad, buddy. And what'd you do? Squat. The Iranians are still there, and now you got to come in with what? Conventional bombs, gravity bombs? Because that's all you got left. Hey, Pete, you might want to pick up a history book. We spent a couple years bombing the crap out of Nazi Germany. Didn't work, pal. Didn't break their spirit. Did the same thing to the Japanese. Bombed their cities. Committed war crimes. Dresden, the firebombing of Tokyo. You want to firebomb Tehran? Do it. They're ready for you now, Pete, because Iran doesn't care. They recognize you for what you are, a lying war criminal. They're not going to negotiate with you, and they're not going to negotiate with Donald Trump, another lying war criminal. This is the problem when the United States operates the way it has, arrogantly and ignorantly. We are liars. There's no credibility. There's no reason for anybody in the world to believe us. Hell, Europe doesn't even believe us anymore. Italy just said, pound sand, you can't use our base. America's like, what? I thought we could use those bases. Hey, good planning, Pete. You never thought about your European allies, did you? You might want to check that box off, saying secure European support before going to war with Iran, where we require European support. Now, Spain, I'm just telling you, when I flew out to the Gulf War, landed in Spain, going there, landed in Spain, going back, because Spain's an important intermediary stop. Not anymore. Sigonella, Italy. Nope, can't use that anyway. Brindisi, no, it's all gone. You didn't secure the European support before engaging in your illegal war of aggression. And now Europe's telling you to pound sand, and you got your feelings hurt, Pete. You and Marco Rubio are like, oh, NATO didn't come to our assistance. NATO isn't going to participate in your illegal war of aggression, especially the one that is crushing their economies right now, and you failed to coordinate with them. I mean, this is literally, we're talking about the most amateur, criminal-minded idiots in the world. At least Dick Cheney wasn't incompetent.